Okay, so what are the things we have discussed? We have discussed about the try catch, nested try catch, and with the multiple catches, right? And we have discussed if I have a multiple try catches, what it has to be, the child has to come first. It means the specific exception class has to come first, then general exception should come for next, right? That is what we have discussed in last class, if you guys remember. What we have discussed, if you have a multiple try catches, if you have a catch 1, catch 2, catch 3 and so on, the first one should be a very specific catch block. The going forward be the specific type of generic type of exception should be. What is a generic means a parent class can hold any, he can handle any type of exception. When it comes to the child is a specific type of exception, right? That is what we have discussed about it. Okay, let's see something called throw and throws. Let's see some of the keywords. We are going to talk about throw and throws. Okay, so is everyone is clear about the exception handling, try catch? Are you guys clear about it? Are you guys clear about it?
Ravi, this not clear about this print stack trace.
Okay, so nothing difficult in that, Ganesh, to understand the stack. What is the stack? Try to understand the stack first. Okay, there is we have two different type of memories, right? One is a stack memory, another one is a heap memory, correct, Ganesh? Do you aware of
Yes,
this?
yeah,
We have two type of memories. One
yeah,
is a
yeah.
stack memory, another one is a heap memory. So in the stack memory, what will be there in the stack memory? All your method calls, right? Let's say, so you have all your method calls in stack memory. So very first method, what it will call? Very first, our main method will
Main,
call, correct? From the main
yeah,
method, let's assume that I have a method called m. I have a method called m, and I have something called method called n. I have something called method called p. It means if you look at this, I have a main method. I'm giving an example here. Class demo. Let's say my class name is demo. In this, I have a method m. Some statements are there. Then I have something called n method. Okay, n method calling. I'm calling this n method, not the definition, right? After that, I have n method. I have n method. There are some statements. Then I have a p method, right? Then I have a main method. I have some statements here. In this in the main method only we'll call the m method, right? In the main method only
yeah,
we have to call the m method with the object. Okay. Now, very first, what will execute? Main method, correct?
correct.
While executing the main method, we are calling method m, correct? So
Yeah,
while executing your map, it's like a frames, okay? It's like a frame. First main method is called. In that you have called m method. In that you have called m method. In that, in the m method, you have called n method. It is possible, right? Possible or not?
yeah, correct.
It's possible,
Yeah, yeah, correct.
right? So look at here. So when you call this, the cursor will go here, correct? The
Yeah,
cursor will go here. So it will start executing the lines. Then here you have something called n method. Then the cursor directly jump to here. So how your m method is jump the cursor from here to your m method. Look at guys. So look at the things, okay? From m, the cursor is jump to n method. Then while executing, there is a p method. Let's say somewhere here p method also there. Let's say some here p method is there. some body is there for p method. Now while your n method is executing, you are calling p method here. You're calling p method here. You're calling p method here. Then all of a sudden the cursor will jump to p method. Yes or no? Ganesh, try to understand. Don't
Yeah.
get
Okay.
confused. It's very simple.
Yeah.
You are calling m method. First, your JVM will call main method. Correct? From there, you are
Yeah.
calling n method manually. Object dot, let's say some object dot m method. As soon as you call, your cursor will go to m method
Yeah.
to
Right.
execute these lines. From there, you
Yeah.
have something called you called n method. You called n method explicitly. So the cursor
Yeah.
will directly jump to n method.
Yeah.
Now n method is executing. From n method, I called p method. Correct? So p
Yeah.
method it directly jump to and p method will start executing. Now once p method is execution is finished, then only n method will get finished. If n get finished, then only your m will finish. When m finish, then only your main method will get finished. Correct? All are
Yeah.
frames, right? So what is our
Yeah.
current running method is p method. Yes or no?
P method. Yeah.
Right? So oh, one second. So now the current running method is p method. Now the p method is running. Something happened wrong here. Something happened wrong here. So when something happened wrong here, that's called exception, right? That is called exception. When the exception occurred, it will create an exception object. Correct? That's what we have discussed
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
It will
Yes.
create exception object. So when it create exception object, when it create exception object, that object we can handle or we will hand over to the JVM. Either we can handle by using try catch or it will give handover to JVM. Let's say you don't have a try catch here. If you don't have a try catch, we will hand over to whom? We will hand over to whom? JVM.
JVM.
Right? Now, when you are given back to the JVM has to know where the exception is occurred. Correct?
Yeah.
So
Correct.
how we will come to know? It will when you trace your stack. When you trace your stack, then only we will come to know. Correct? So what your JVM
Okay.
will do, it will print saying that in a P method, line number 9, let's assume that line number 9 or whatever it is, or 20 or whatever it is, this exception is occurred. This P method has been called from N method, the line number, let's say some 5 or 6. Okay, I'm just taking you know, I'm just taking from 7. This N method has been called from M method from the line number 5. This M method has been called from the main method. Let's say it's something called some line number. You can take 3 or 4, whatever it is. Understand, right? This is called
Yeah.
stack trace. So if you know the stack trace, you can easily understand from where my P method is getting called. Okay, it is getting called from N method. Okay, N method is getting called from here. Okay, M method is getting called here. So if you have the stack trace is there with you, you can easily understand why this P method is called, who called, at what line the exception is come, what is the exception, all the details will be there. That is why you no need to do print stack stare explicitly, automatically it will give. You can also use the method called exception dot print stack trace. When you do that, what will happen, your JVM automatically prints the information. Clear?
Yes, right. So it is not necessary that a exception only if exception should occur, we need to use this statement, right?
Yeah.
Generally, also we can use it.
No, no, generally why we will not use? Generally why we have to use? We will not use, right? Why should I know which method is getting called and all? I don't see.
Okay.
You don't have a print stack method in other places. You have this print stack trace. This method is available only in the exception class. So
Okay,
that's why
okay, got it. Yeah.
you have to call that method using exception dot only.
Okay, okay.
Clear?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Ravi. Yeah.
Huh? Any other doubts, guys, before getting into throw and throws? I hope everyone is clear about this. Okay, let's try to understand what is the throw and what is the throws. Try to understand, guys. Throw, first try to understand the throw keyword. What is the throw keyword? If some exception is occurred, if some exception is occurred, you don't want to handle it. You don't want to handle it. You want to give to someone. You want to throw from your hand. You don't want to keep with you. You want to throw to someone. That time we will use throw keyword. We will use throw keyword. Let's take a simple example, guys. So I always go same example which is there in the Java T point. So let's take a simple example. Age is equal to 13. Okay, let's assume that there is a person, his age is 13 years. So if he has to vote, if he has to participate in the elections, he has to have a minimum 18 years. Let's assume that minimum 18 years. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then only allow him to vote. Else throw throw. I'm throwing. Okay, throw new. I mean, see, as I said, exception is an object. Correct? Exception is an object. Throw invalid age, or we cannot say invalid age. We can say um, minor. We can say just a minor. Even 18 years, I think minor only, right? Um, less age to vote. Now what I'm trying to do here, am I handling this? Am I handling this error or exception? Am I handling this exception here? No, I'm not handling it. What we are doing here, we are simply throwing this exception to who called me. Who called me? We need to understand here one thing. Whoever is calling me, see, this will be in there in one main, either it will be in the main method. Let's assume that my method name is validate, age validate, age, age validate. Okay, age validate. So this age validate method is getting called from main method. This age validate method is called from, guys, I'm taking main as a simple brackets, it will not be. So here you have, let's assume you think here something is there, right? Here from here I'm calling age validate. I'm calling this age validate method by passing age. Let's assume that by passing age. So you can also pass age here, right? So it means the age validate method is got called from main method, and whatever the age we have passed is not a valid age for vote, is not a valid age for vote. In this case, what we are trying to do, so okay, error came, I don't want to handle it. I don't want to handle it. I want to give to who called me. Who called your age valid method? Who called your age valid method? Who called? Main method. So now you are handing over to your main method. You are handing over to your main method. Now your main method has to respond. Your main method is responsible for it. Your main method is responsible for it. Let's look at, guys, a simple example. So that through the example we can make it clear. I think we didn't do some example for exceptions, right? We will do examples. I was having some drive, guys. Somehow I deleted that due to due to uh, space issue. So I will upload back and I'll share with you. That's called Java Techies. There was a group called Java Techies and there was a nodes called Java Techies. I will upload one more time. Any doubts still here? Any doubts? It's taking quite a long time. Yeah, good. So nested try catch, multiple catches and all I didn't show you. I hope it's a very simple thing. You guys understood that. Okay. So I can write a simple example I can show you, but I want you guys to try it. Okay. So now you guys are very much familiar with Java, right? It's not like something very new to you. You guys are familiar with Java. So you guys can write Java code. You guys can write a Java code. That's why I'm leaving to you guys. Otherwise I'll not leave any example. So I have left to you guys. You guys need to write a throw demo. I have a main method. Let's take, I'm taking very simple one, guys. I'm taking very simple one, simple example to explain the concept of the throw. Okay, let's say before that I have something called public void age validate will take age, will take age. Here if age, you can take anything. I'm taking negative scenario now. Age less than 13 years. Age less than 13 years. Okay, throw new. Here I need to say some exception. So as of now we didn't see a custom exceptions. I'm just going to say exception. I'm going to say exception with the message. I'm going to give some message here. Oh, what is this? I cannot throw directly an exception. Okay, like an exception. So here I am passing invalid age to vote. Okay, so now what I need to do, edit add throws or either surround with the try catch. Surround with the try catch. Surround with the try catch means I am handling it. I am handling it. Right? So I don't want to surround with the try catch. I don't want to surround with the try catch. Why? Because I don't want to handle it. Because I do not want to handle it. I have to give to someone who called me. I have to throw to him. I have to throw to him. So when you are throwing, it will go to your main method. I'm not at introduce the throws, that's why it is showing error. Let's keep just wait. I'll tell you how it will be. Now your main method is going to call this method, right? Throw demo td equal to new throw demo td dot age validate I'm passing 13 years. I'm passing 13 years. Now if you guys look at here, now here I do not want to handle it, that's why I'm not writing try catch. So I have to throw it. So when you are throwing it, you have to declare in your method signature saying that throws. Now try to understand what is a throws. Throws is a keyword which will write along with your method signature saying that someone is throwing. It means you are expecting your method may throw an exception. Your method is throwing some exception. You take that exception and send to the person who called you. Throw is for a throwing exception. A throw is like a throwing an exception. But you are telling that I don't want to handle it. Due to who called me. This throw says that what type of exception you are throwing. What type of exception? It's kind of a written, guys. It's type of it's like something you, let's assume that a ball came to you. So the ball, you don't want to handle it. Okay, so but whether it's a rubber ball or leather ball, what type of ball it is with your hand, that will represent by this. What type of ball you are going to throw represent this. What type of ball you are going to throw which represent this, because you are explicitly throwing. No, you are explicitly throwing it. But throw says that you don't want to handle it, you want to give to someone. You don't want to handle it, you want to give to someone, right? That is a throws. When it comes here, if you also see here, it is showing that unhandled exception type, either you also declare throws or either you handle it. Now the main method is in confusion. Say this method is clear, I do not want to handle it, that's why I'm throwing to you. So when you say who calling the age validate, main method is calling. So now the ball is in main method. So now main method has to tell whether I need to throw it or I need to keep it. So if you want to keep it, you keep try catch. Keep it in the sense you want to handle it. Okay, you are handling it. Okay, if you don't want to keep with you also, then you want to hand over to the JVM, just declare throws here. Throws exception. You just need to declare throws exception. That time you no need to write here you no need to write this. If you write a throws here, it means that you are not handling, you are handing over to someone. If you write a throw, means you are throwing. Something happened, you are throwing. Without exception, with exception, if you observe here, what is happening here? You are trying to fetch the length of the null value. So there exceptions occurred, you didn't throw that. Actually that exception is getting thrown. You didn't throw explicitly, but it knows what type of exception it is. Who knows it? Your runtime, your JVM knows it, right? Your JVM knows, okay, null. Okay, create a null object and throw. Create a null object, null pointer exception object and throw. But here you don't know what type of exception is this. Do you know what type of exception is it? age less than 13. Can anyone tell me what is the exception here? I don't know any exception. I don't know any exception here. So, but you want to throw something. But you want to throw something because the age came less. Age came as a 13 years and you want to throw something. Guys, I'm repeating one more time. I'm repeating one more time. Here, length is null. Your name is null and we're trying to find the length. So, it is a null pointer exception. Who knows it? Who knows? Your JVM knows it. This guy trying to find this guy trying to find length of the null value. So it is not possible create a null pointer exception object. Who will create? Your JVM is creating null pointer exception. And is that guy is actually handling here? No, this guy is not handling it. Then throw. Then throw. So who is throwing it? Your JVM, because your JVM knows what type of exception it is. That's why your JVM is creating an exception and it is throwing to himself. I mean, throwing JVM only is going to handle it. Okay, that's why it is throwing on the console, right? When it comes here, is there any exception? Can't we have a age less than 13 years? Yes, we can have. That's why your JVM is not able to find out any exception here. Your JVM is not able to find out any exception here. But you want to throw an exception explicitly. You want to throw. Being a developer, if anyone send me age as the 13 years, but I don't want to handle it, you want to throw explicitly. That's why you have written throw. When you want to throw an exception explicitly, you will declare throw keyword. Otherwise, anyway, JVM knows it. Suppose you are dividing by 50. Let's look at guys here. You are dividing by 50. Sorry, 50 dividing by 0. Whatever you are trying to divide by 0. You are trying to divide by 0. Let's say 100, 0 you are doing. Is that correct? It is not correct. Your JVM knows it. There is some value called null. You are trying to find the length or substring, or is it correct? No, it is not correct. Your JVM knows it. You have a string s equal to Java and you are trying to parse it to integer. Parse int. You are passing s. Is this correct? No, your JVM knows it. So when it is not correct, when your JVM knows it, it will create an exception object for you and it will throw exception object, right? So when you, let's say age is less than 13, anything wrong here? Your JVM cannot handle it. I mean, your JVM cannot understand it. It's right. It's obviously right, right? But for your application, for your application, for for your application, it is not correct, right? Then what do you need to do? You have to throw explicitly. You have to throw explicitly. That's why I am writing here throw new. Why I'm creating new? Because it's an object. New invalidates exception or whatever it is, because it's always we'll write a custom exceptions here. Most of the cases we'll write a custom exceptions. We never throw existing exceptions. We never, in the sense we will throw, it doesn't mean that it will give error. We can throw existing exceptions, but the throw keyword most of the time we will use for the custom exceptions. We will talk about the custom exceptions coming classes. Invalid age to vote. So let's say this kind of no, this kind of exception we will throw, right? You are throwing explicitly. When you are throwing explicitly, you will use the throw keyword, right? The second one is throws. What throws says that, okay, the method, the guy, it is expecting it an object. When you write a throws, not throw guys, just don't confuse, throws. We will write a throws in method signature. public void age validate. It will take age. Here we will write method signature, we will write throws some exception. What does it mean? Your age method is assuming that there may be a chance someone can throw either JVM or custom. Someone can throw, it is expecting someone can throw or may not throw. Okay, someone can throw this triple X or 4X exception. Someone can throw this XXXX exception. Guys, XXX means it can be any exception, arithmetic, null pointer, or custom, whatever it is. Okay, IO exception, whatever it is. So someone can throw this type of exception, but I don't want to handle. That is the meaning. I'm keeping myself saying that no. What this type? If this type of exception comes, I will not handle. If this type of exception comes, I don't want to handle, right? If you don't want to handle any type of exception, if you don't want to handle any type of exception, you keep this exception, because exception is the parent class. No, you're trying to say now I don't want to handle any type of exception. Who is calling me? Let's see him to take care. Let him to take care. So who is going to call this method? Who is going to call this method? Your main method. Your main method, right? So from here you will call age validate. Let this guy handle it. Let main method handle it. So whether main method has to handle it, or our main method also don't want to handle it, he can also say throws. He can also say throws. Your main method also can say throws. It just can throw to JVM. Guys, are you guys clear about the throw and throws? Any doubt? Anisha, Aparna, Ganesh?
Veera,
Yeah,
for that, we'll give, you said we can give even custom exception in throws, right? If you don't
true.
want to handle.
Correct, correct.
So in that case, how do we implement it?
That I will show you. Custom exceptions I will show you. It's very simple.
Yeah, okay, thank
So
you.
my question is, do you understand the difference between the throw and the throws? Throw is for explicitly throwing any type of exception, which is not existing exceptions. It doesn't mean that you cannot throw existing. You can also throw existing, because if it is existing exception, you no need to tell, you no need to throw explicitly. Anyway, your JVM will take care of it. But in the separate specific scenario, you want to throw existing exception also, you can use the keyword called throw. Throw says that I don't want to handle. If a throw says that I don't want to handle, throw says that I will throw. Aparna, Ganesh, Harika,
Yes, understood.
do you guys clear? Masood,
Rose will say that he will not handle it and he will assign it to some other
not someone who called him.
who
Who
called
called
him.
him? Yep. Okay. So when we'll go for a throws, either it can be a JVM exception. I mean, JVM is throwing an exception. Either JVM is throwing an exception, or you are throwing an exception. It means explicitly you are throwing an exception. So that case only we'll go with the throws when you don't want to handle it. Nikesh, Rakesh, Sai, is this clear? Is this is clear?
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Okay. Let's look at guys example. Let's look at this example. I'm going to execute this. Run as Java application. Sorry guys. What happened? this is also thrown to this guy, right? That's why. So let's say so, one second guys, it's not running. Let me run it. Why it is not printing, guys? It's not running or what? Oh, oh sorry. Let me remove this. Oh, why it is not printing? I think
Age should be less than 13.
yeah, correct. A should be less than 13.
But td.age validate.
Correct. Now it will come. The condition which we are passing wrong. See guys, now invalid age to vote. So it is given the error. It is given the exception. It is given the exception because you handled here and you have printed. Print stack trace. You have printed. Right? Let's look at other case. Let's look at other case. Let's look at other case. So you have to add the throws, right? Add the throws, right? Only two cases guys everywhere. Either you handle or you throw to your JVM. Okay, now look at. Now also same. Now also the same. If you handle, if you handle, you can write anything here. If you handle, you can write anything because you have a control, right? You can do anything from here, right? I am from catch. You can do this. I'm from catch. Oops, age is 13. Let's make, let's change. Let's change age. So now here td dot age validate, you can say 14. But here also we need to keep in try catch block, right? Again we need to keep try catch block, right? I'm just showing you guys the possibilities. Okay, before exception came, I am from exception. Oops, age is 13. Let's change. So I have changed to 14. That's why it is success. So why this is printing later, why this is printing first? Very simple reason, because you have a print stack traces later. You have a print stack traces later. That's the reason. That's the only reason. Anyway, this is success. This is success. Your catch will not work. Okay, with this is success, this catch will not work. So only the print stack trace is executed later. That's why it is coming later. Okay, so if you want to change something, I don't think it will work. Let's check it. Now see, I am from age 13. I mean, I'm from this catch. Oops, age is 13. Let's change. Okay, fine, this is the error, but it is success. Why it is success? Because you have called this with a valid age. You have called with a valid age, then it came here, then it came to here, then it's success, then it is success. Clear guys, or any doubt? Are you guys clear, or still do you guys have any doubt?
So, sir,
Mm-hmm.
what is the main difference with like try catch and like throws? Both have almost same
No, it is not
meaning.
same, right? How it is same? How it is same? Try catch, you are handling it. Throws is throwing. Try catch is for the handling, exception handling. Throws is your throwing.
Okay, we can use either of them, right? Either we
No,
can
no.
handle it or no.
You can handle it. That's correct. Either you can handle it or you can give to your caller.
Okay.
If you are handling it, see here. I'm handling it here, no? The main method. I'm handling it here, right? When I'm handling it here, so I don't want to give to my caller. Let's say if I keep here throws
Throws.
exception. Now I don't need to keep all these things, right? I don't need to
Yeah.
do all these things, right?
Yes.
Where is your other code is not executed? I am from this, it doesn't executed. Why? Because you have given to your JVM. So JVM is printed this. Understood?
Oh. Yes, sir.
Right? So if you are handling it, you don't keep this. If you are handling it, don't throw. No need. That's what I'm trying to say. If you are handling, don't throw. So in this case, it will be this. If you are handling it, don't throw. When you are handling, you have a control. You can do anything. When you are handling, you can redirect, you can make it success. You can redirect, you can make it success. Clear? Clear about the throws and throw? Try catch, nested try catch. I didn't explain about nested try catch and all, but I hope you guys are clear about this. So does anyone tried nested try catch block? Does anyone tried nested try catch blocks? Nested try catch blocks?
No, sir, I didn't try.
What about others? Please try guys. Nested try catch needs to understand. That's a very important thing. Okay. So why? Because when you have a multiple catches, nested. Okay, one is a nested try catch. Another one is a multiple catches. Another one is a multiple catches. When you have a multiple catches, the the class has to come first. The child has to come first. Then only the parent will come. The child has to come first, right? Otherwise you will get an exception saying that not reachable. We have seen in the last class, if you guys remember. We have seen in the last class. We have seen in the last class from the Java T point itself. Any doubts about exception handling? There is something called custom exceptions. We will talk about that custom exceptions. And custom exceptions we'll see in the next class or tomorrow. And yeah, so we will complete the next we'll complete the exception part, then we will start collection. So as soon as I start the collection, then we can go with the map reduce. We can go with the map reduce. Clear? Any doubts? Clear guys? Okay, so that's it for today. So if you guys have any doubts, please stay back, otherwise you guys can leave for the day. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.
Anna, I call you back.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, Anna, within 5 minutes.